So this is the second part of the idea of the word covenant. And again, as you put on your covenantal glasses, you begin to see the covenant everywhere. So I'd like to highlight just our faith in general. The first covenant is the Trinity in itself. You'll notice the Trinity is made up of three persons: Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And the three are perfectly one. They come together perfectly as one. And so the Trinity is the perfect covenant in itself. And so you could say God is a covenant in himself. And then if you look down to the Bible, you'll notice that, as I mentioned earlier, that there's the Old Testament and New Testament, which could be translated Old Covenant and New Covenant, or Old Marriage and New Marriage. Well, the Bible itself is made up of a series of covenants, one after the other, and then leading to the New Covenant. And so God says, I want to make a covenant with humanity, and humanity breaks it. So God says, I'll make another one, and then humanity breaks it. So God says, I'll make another one, and humanity breaks it. And then eventually we get to the New Covenant. So let's just go through it very simply. The first covenant is Adam and Eve to be one with God as husband and wife, and they broke the covenant. Then the second covenant, Noah and his family come together with God, and then that's broken. And then the third covenant, Abraham and the tribal covenant, and of course that was broken. And then we get to the fourth covenant, Moses and the national covenant with God, and then that was broken. And then we get to the fifth covenant, where King David and the kingdom covenant coming together, and then that was broken. And then we come to the new covenant, and Jesus establishes the new covenant precisely at the Last Supper. When Jesus took the chalice filled with wine, he said, "This is the chalice of my blood, the blood of the new and eternal covenant." So what happened during the Last Supper is that the bread and the wine turn into a person, so you and I can come in communion with Jesus Christ, the person Jesus Christ. The two become one in the flesh. And so the Bible is a series of covenants leading to the new covenant, which is the Mass itself. The Mass is the continuation of the Last Supper, which is the new covenant. Covenant, covenant, covenant everywhere. We could take a look at Jesus himself. He is a covenant in himself, meaning he's God and he's man, and they come together as one, and the two are one. And so Jesus himself is a covenant, the perfect coming together as man and God in one. And of course, Jesus plays the role of the groom, and he's going to, in a sense, marry the church, the bride. And so that Jesus, the groom, and the church, they become one. And so the covenantal language is everywhere. It's so beautiful.